there are two types of producers: people that are hobbyists and people that are professionals. It depends on where you want to fall in as a producer.
Definitely.
A lot of people want to make money from producing. I'm not going to lie to you. Even the people that are hobbyists, business is one of the things that people don't really understand about the music side. Over the years, you will spend money and invest in something that you like doing, so it's not a cheap hobby to have, except maybe you want to have the barest of things, just your laptop and a mouse.
What's the biggest mistake producers make when it comes to plugins and creating and making music?
Beginner producers are always looking for newest plugins to pile up. And at the end of the day, you notice that you don't even use all the plugins that you accumulate. You can have the best plugins in the world and you still definitely have bad sounds if you don't know how to pick those sounds and use it very well. Everybody needs an EQ, need a compressor, and maybe a good sounding reverb. Those 3 plugins alone can do wonders to your mixes or to your production.
Yo, what's up, guys? Beatbyhcien here, in case this is your first time. And in today's episode of the Lab Session podcast, I have with me an amazing music producer, sound engineer, and he's also one of the pioneers of the YouTube content space when it comes to Afro beats. And he goes by the name Jeb Josh. What up, my bro? How are you doing?
Yo, what's up, bro? I'm pretty good. How you doing yourself?
I did. How is everything going?
Everything is good, man. Everything is good.
Nothing that when I first start this whole content creating thing, when it comes to YouTube, and I believe everybody knows you. Who don't know Jeb Josh?
I beg.
And everybody have his free sound packs. I mean, if you don't have any of his sound kits, you want to go check out his website. I'm going to put his description, everything. You want to make sure you go get it. Then I just wanted to ask one quick question. Jeb Josh, can you give us the history behind the name Jeb Josh?
Basically, Jeb is my full name, Joshua Bisong. And back in 2011, everybody was joining Facebook. I think then I was still 11, 12, 2011. Yeah. So my auntie was like, oh, you can't join Facebook. You're too young to join Facebook. And all my friends, all my classmates are on Facebook. I'm like, why can't I join Facebook? What's wrong with Facebook? So I had to think of a name that even if she searches up me on Facebook, she wouldn't find that name. And my name is long anyway. So I was like, I can just make Jeb. Jeb was too short. I couldn't use Jeb. So I used Jeb, all my whole names together. It still was too short. So I was like, Jeb and Josh just made sense. I just put
you just thought about the Josh.
I just put it together because it was too short. Before I used to go by Jebeb or Jebeb, but then I think it's too long. It's still all my names together. My English name, my Cross River name, my Igbo name, all together to make Jeb.
Oh, so, you're mixed Cross River and Igbo as well.
Yes, my dad is from Cross River. My mom is from Imo State. So.
Oh wow!
So that was how I got the name, and then everybody just started calling me Jeb in school. When I went to high school, everybody just calls me Jeb. It's just easier because everywhere I go, there's somebody that bears Joshua. So it's
definitely.
I'm trying to be unique and not. That was the main reason for my name.
Wow, makes sense. I've been curious, Jeb Josh. That name is just so unique. It's so very unique. And when I mean pioneers, when I started my own YouTube channel, this is a living proof. You guys can go check out my first video. If you see my panel, the down panel, I just, copied yours. I just put it because I used to watch your videos then. So you can go check it and you see, you don't think.
I feel like that was the trend too back then. If you were watching all these YouTube channels, Internet Money, they used to have that stuff banner on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Vesh Beats. I used to watch a lot of Vesh Beats too. And I think Vesh was one of the people that inspired me to actually start YouTube too, I started my channel in 2018. I think that was when I was finishing up my NYC. When I was starting my NYC, after the boot camp, because you do 3 months in NYC boot camp.
Definitely.
So after my boot camp, I just opened up my YouTube channel then, So it's been
amazing.
Before then, Vesh Beats, I used to watch a lot of Vesh Beats, Internet Money. I used to watch BusyWorks Beats, Cody, everybody you can think of. I was watching everybody then, Even the first person I started watching was, I forget his name, but there was this guy I watched on YouTube. So it was in 2015. That was my very first introduction to YouTube. Ever since then, anybody you can think of that is making videos on YouTube, I've been watching that channel, till now. I still watch everybody's channel on YouTube. I'm everywhere.
Definitely. We have to keep on, because you can watch and just get inspired to do 1 or 2 things from the videos you watch. And so my first question, because I know that right now you're into plugins. For people that don't know, he dropped a recent one.
Yep.
So I just wanted to ask you, if every producer in the world could only keep 3 plugins, what should they be? So let's start with that first of all.
First of all, I think when you're trying to select plugins, it depends on your niche and like what you're specializing in. Everybody's not going to have the same need for the same plugin.
Definitely.
But for the most part, everybody needs an EQ. You definitely need an EQ. You need a compressor and maybe a good sounding reverb. Those 3 plugins alone can do wonders to your mixes or to your production. And now, if you now want to now talk about the niches that you want to get into, are you talking about effects plugins? Are you talking about instruments plugins or generator plugins? Or are you talking about utility plugins? Those 3 categories are like the main categories for plugins. And you can go in depth on like, okay, which plugin from this category do I want to keep? Which plugin? It depends on what you're doing. If you're a guitarist, the plugins you use is going to be different from someone that drums or someone that sings. You might share similar plugins like the 3 I mentioned already, but everything else is going to be like based on your niche and what you produce or what you make.
What you make. Okay. If I could ask, what are your go-to, if you're to mention 2 to 3 go-to plugins for you every time you're about to work that you always, go for?
So if it's, like I said, if I give you 3 categories, say instrument plugins now.
Yeah, like instrument plugins.
Omnisphere is one of my go-tos. Expand, Contact, those 3, my go-tos. If you're talking about effects plugins, obviously Farfita has to be there.
Confirm.
Auto-tune plugins, these days, back in the day, I used to use a lot of auto-tune, anti-rate auto-tune. But these days I use X-Pitch. X-Pitch is my favorite plugin to use.
Sorry, what did you call it?
X-Pitch is by Neuro Audio.
X-Pitch,
X-Pitch.
wow.
I don't know if you know about it. X-Pitch, Xbox.
Check that out.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite plugins I use. I don't even use Autotune as much anymore. I use X-Pitch. Like if you watch my videos, you'll see I use X-Pitch a lot. And then EOS Reverb, that's like my favorite reverb plugin ever. If you watch my videos, if you watch my live streams, you see that I use that plugin every time. That's like, and then utility plugins, I don't really use a lot of utility plugins, but if I was to mention anyone, Keyfinder, Autotune Keyfinder, that is like goated. Everybody needs that plugin. Keyfinder. Yeah, so especially if you don't know how to find the key by ear or if you're trying to experiment. Those are my go-tos if I was doing anything. You always see those on my sessions anytime I open up my beat or whatever.
Beats. I'm sauce. You just give us.
I mean, it's the basic. Everybody has those plugins.
It's the basic, but so many people, they get so lost in this whole plugin thing and they just want to keep gathering a lot of plugins. At the end of the day, they don't really know which one would actually even, maybe they gather like 3 plugins that are doing the same thing. So watching these, they can also tap a little. See me now, I have to go and check 1 or 2. You understand what I'm saying? So speaking about that, do you think, what's like the biggest mistake producers make when it comes to plugins and creating and making music?
I mean, you already said one like that. Like when you start off making beats, you'd want to start looking for plugins and just accumulating plugins every day. When you see any new plugin, you go and find it. Me too, back in the day.
Exactly.
When I'm watching producer cook up, I'm looking for the plugins they're using. I'm not even really interested in what they are saying. Let me just see the plugin first. I'll go and download the plugin and then I'll continue watching the video. And most of the time, I'll take a screenshot. So people always, beginner producers are always looking for newest plugins to pile up. And at the end of the day, you notice that you don't even use all the plugins that you accumulate. After a while of making beats, you notice that you just tend to pick 3 plugins that you use a lot, or except maybe you're experimenting. But for the most part, you tend to see that you're going towards certain plugins that you always use. So that's one of the things that producers make. And then people will think that, all these plugins you're picking will give me better sound or to give me like, very, very dope production. But that's not even the case. You can have the best plugins in the world and you still definitely have like bad sounds if you don't know how to like pick those sounds and use it very well. I've even done like challenges with my friends back, like when I started making beats. We say, okay, we are going to pick 6 sounds or 6 plugins and let's do a challenge. Let's see who can make the best beats between the 2 of us. And it's just to like test how creative we are. And you say like, you don't even need all these sounds. You just limit yourself to like 6, but you're making a lot. So it's like, that's one of those things that you tend to do as a beginner producer. But then over time, you will learn. As VDM says, you will learn the hard way. You learn the hard way. That's how it is.
Definitely. I think everyone they fall into this category because even myself too, when I was coming up, when I watch videos, I screenshot, I take down, go find how to just get them. And so like I said, you recently pivoted into making plugins. So I just wanted to ask, what made you go from making beats to building plugins? Like, what inspired you to do that?
I mean, I still make beats very well. I still make
Definitely,
beats. See, my
definitely.
keyboard is right here. I have two
Yeah,
keyboards. I even have a. I still make beats a lot,
yeah.
but I'm a software engineer. I studied computer science in college. When
Okay,
I was in Benin Republic, I studied computer science. I did software engineering. So I've always been the guy that's likes writing code, likes figuring out stuff, likes like solving problems and challenging myself to learn something, to work on something. I've always
yeah.
been that person right from even high school. They used to come and look for me, say, "Hey, where is that Jeb guy? Come and fix my phone for me." Oh, teachers will be looking for me. It was that I was that like popular when it came to like problem solving or like tech stuff. So
Yeah.
I've always been that person. My computer science degree I got, I've made a couple of apps. I made a couple of, projects or like different things, even at work.
Yeah.
But then 2024, I did a review for Banga Loops. I don't know if you know Banga Loops, but Banga Loops
Banga
made this
loops.
plugin. Yeah, Banga Loops is, I think it's from Morocco. But he
Okay.
made this plugin and he reached out to me. I was like, "Hey, do you mind doing a review for me?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't mind. Let me check it out."
Yeah.
And then he said he made the plugin himself. And I'm like, "You made this plugin yourself?" I was like, "How did you make this plugin?"
Okay.
So, I mean, even before then, I've always known like, if you wanted to make plugins, there are apps you can use. If you check on YouTube, you see there are a lot of apps you can use to make plugins, like Maze, Brumpler. You can even make stuff with contacts if you have the full contacts. You can make stuff with decent sampler. It just depends on the niche you're trying to go into. So since then, I've been like, okay, let me learn more about making plugins. And then if you want to write code, there's the Highs. You can use Highs. You can use Juice. Juice and Highs are like one of the popular ones. There are other frameworks that people use, but Juice and Highs is like very, very popular. You need to know like C++ if you want to write code. But if you don't know anything about coding, there are apps like Decent Sampler, Maze, Rumpler. I have those ones too. I've used to make
okay, so like you make like libraries for them.
Yes, you make libraries, you make your own. A lot of companies that you're seeing that make plugins, a lot of them use Rumpler and Maze. A lot of them, I don't want to mention their names.
Definitely.
But there are a lot of them that once you see the UI, like, oh, this is what they use behind the scenes. And if you're making plugins, if you know, you know.
Can I cut you a bit there? When like me, I'm thinking maybe like libraries in general for the sampler. So is it like they are making use of the interface? Like, can you like go deeper? Let's get a better understanding.
Okay. So when it comes to making plugins, right, there are two approaches, right? You can either decide to write code or you can decide to like use apps that let you make your own plugins.
Yes.
And those ones that let you make your own plugins, there are two types of it, right? Some of them you still have to write your own code. Some of them you're not writing any code at all. All you're doing is just creating your sounds. Like you can get your mic recorder or sample or anything you can sample.
Yeah.
Sample all your sounds together, put them together. Once you have had all your sample libraries, then you can now like start mapping them to like your the MIDI notes in the software. So the software just has like a big mapper. Then you can just map different sounds to like the different notes that you want on your VST to work. So that's basically how that part works. And there's also the side that you're writing code. The one you're writing code for, then you're learning about how audio works, how the buffer is working, how you have different audio parameters, all those kind of stuff. You're learning all that stuff. That is harder stuff to comprehend and understand. And once you know that part, you can pretty much make anything you want to make if you learn like the library, if you learn like the structure, the framework. But then if you're just working on simple plugins, most of the time you don't even really need all those stuff. You just want something simple. So it depends on the kind of plugin you want to make. Do you want to make a synth plugin? Do you want to make an effects plugin? If you're making a sound plugin, Rumpler, sample-based plugin, those ones are very easy. But if you want to make like something that has effects, or when you're thinking of like, oh, I'm trying to do a lot of stuff, you're probably going to write some code for it. I don't know, does that make sense? Like if you see Contacts now, like see how Contacts is built, you can basically go in there and edit those libraries you have on Contacts. That's basically how those other plugins are easy to make. If you can know how the mapping works, like how if you press the keyboard very hard, you're going to play the one that is low in velocity. If you press the keyboard very, very soft, you pick the one that is like, softer. You can create all those sounds. That's why those libraries are like thousands of megabytes, 10 gigs.
Yeah.
They have recorded all those
so
samples,
many things in it.
and put everything together. But then like synths where it's just code. You're not writing, you're not like recording anything. It's just code and logic and a lot of math. So, it depends.
I'm a Jeb with the
I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, if you're still confused, just look up Brumpler tutorial or Maze tutorial. You will learn a lot of stuff. Like,
I mean,
you can just get a mic and record samples. You can go to your favorite VSTs, pull up the sounds that you like. Sound design, if you have like hardware, record it, and then you make your own plugins. It's not that hard.
I mean, you've given us source, because even for somebody that is watching this right now that have no idea of how it's being made, so even these few tips that you've given is massive. Like me personally, I don't even know this thing you just said.
Yeah.
So you guys should go check it out, man. Jeb have been giving us a lot of sauce, man. I think we're going to learn a lot today. So so still about the plugin. So we are going to be on this because at least this is a unique topic that I feel you hardly see online. So that's why I think it's a good thing we are on that. So what's the hardest part of creating a plugin that people don't really understand based on your experience?
The hardest part of making the plugin is making something that is easy to use, and it's not going to. If it's easy to use and the UI is good, that's one of the hardest things. Sometimes you think, it's just to add all these effects. The code you're going to write for it to optimize it, it takes a lot of skill, and that's very, very hard. It takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of algorithms to figure out how all those stuff works. Like I told you, there's a lot of maths when it comes to plugins. You might think, you don't even think about it. Like when you add delay or when you add reverb, maths is going on behind the scenes that you don't even see or you don't even know about. All you just know is, as a producer, do you think about it? You don't think about all those stuff. You're just clicking buttons, increase, attack, and delay. You don't care about maths. But behind the scenes, the maths that is in there, trust me, like, is a lot of maths that goes in there. Like, that's one of the hardest things about plugins. So if you can figure out the good algorithm and make it easy for people to use, that makes, that's one of the hardest things of making plugins,
Okay, just to help my audience out there, for anyone that like wants to start, let's say, as Jeb is giving all this source, I'm liking this whole thing. Is there a course? Like, what do they have to just go and read or watch to, or do you have any course or any lessons that you've given anywhere that we can go watch and, get better understanding?
Me personally, I don't have like any courses online, but like I said, you're definitely going to find a lot of materials on YouTube. There's this guy, the audio programmer. If you want to actually learn coding, you can go there. Free Code Camp has like 2 courses or 3 courses on writing plugins from scratch. Mind you have to know C++. You have to know at least some basic of programming, because before you know it, they'll start going very fast. They'll start explaining complicated stuff. And if you don't know anything about programming, you will not even last 10 minutes in that video, you click off. So there's the hard one and then the easy one, like I told you, Maze, Rumpler. Even BusyWorks Beats has tutorial on Rumpler. A lot of people have tutorials on Rumpler and Maze. It's very, very simple to use. You don't even need no code. All you need to do is get your samples, get the app, pay for the license. I think Maze is like $60 or $66, I think. And Rumpler is always going on sale, $50, $99.
Is it yearly or just a one-time payment?
One-time purchase. I don't like paying for subscriptions. I always like one-time purchases, and it's great that thing is one-time purchase. So you buy the license. It's not expensive. Buy the license, then get your sounds, put it together,
and study. But
if you're making effect plugins, you want to look at something like Highs. Highs is there. You still a little bit of coding, but you can find your way around. And now there's AI to help you out.
That was what I was about to ask right now. Because
there's AI to help you out.
Is there any way they can incorporate AI? Because me personally, even when I was creating my own website, like I have no knowledge about any of this stuff. So I was making use of ChatGPT to, source out some codes. So do you incorporate that also in your own workflow?
Yep. I use a lot of AI to do a lot of stuff to like fasten up my workflow. Yes, it will help you. Sometimes it's trash, and then again, you need to find people say this is what I'm trying to say is cliche, but I feel like you need to find the right model to use if you're going to use AI. Some things you have to pay for it. It's like there's so much you can get away with, like the free tier versions of ChatGPT or Cloud Code or whatever model you want to subscribe to.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you can also ask it like, hey, I don't understand what you have. Explain it to me. Let me learn it from zero knowledge. It will give you a detailed guide on how to even start off if you don't know anything about programming. If you just want to skip all that's one good thing about AI. You don't have to spend hours. Back in the day when I was trying to make an app, or me how to make a game.
Yeah.
I will sit down for weeks, watch one tutorial, learn the whole course, and then I go and make my own small game. But now I just learn what I need to know to make the small thing, and I don't need to bother myself about like the whole framework. I'll just learn the parts I need to know, put it together, boom, I have my stuff working.
Okay, sorry if
that's the great thing.
If we are going to divert a bit, because this one you said game. Do you also make games so that we get to know and
Back in the day, I used to make a lot of games. Like I told you, I studied computer science, so I've done a lot of stuff when it comes to like writing code, building. I've done a lot of stuff. Even my current job now, I'm a software engineer, so I'm writing code every day. I'm building something, solving one problem. So it's what we do as my full-time job, So it's just take that time to work on something else. It's fun sometimes. Sometimes it's not fun because bugs. I don't know if you know anything about like writing code. Bugs would
they go mess with you.
It's to mess with you. You'd be like, you wake up in the middle of the night because you're thinking of how to solve a problem, or you go to bed and then you see the solution in your sleep. If you're a programmer, you know what I mean. Some nights you'll be, some nights you'll be like, oh, I can't solve this, and then you go to bed and then in your dream you're thinking of the
like
you wake up and go and solve it.
Big companies, that's why they get to update their softwares. Even Apple, like the big companies. So I think it's a big one. So still on the plugin side. Do you think producers rely too much on presets? And by presets, I mean like vocal chain, something chain. Do you think producers are relying too much on that? And what's your take on that?
I think it depends. It depends on the level of the producer for the most part.
Okay.
And it also depends on like workflow. I'll be honest. It depends on workflow. Sometimes even me too, I'll slap a preset if I feel like I've used it before and it works for me. Or like, when you have different workflows, like say you're streaming or you're recording or you make a lot of videos, right?
Yeah, definitely.
When you've made your tutorials, you're not going to always go back and
nah.
You just load the preset you use for like recording your tutorials if you've gotten one that sounds good. So it depends on the level. But then again, there are people that also chase that, oh, I need this preset from this guy, I need that preset. After a while, you notice like, oh, they're actually doing the same thing. It's something that you would lay off. And I feel like it's good to have to if you're learning and you're starting off. It's good to learn, just get some presets and try it out and see how it works. A lot of people don't even know what they're doing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I've met producers in a session where we are working with this guy. This guy is just clicking presets, nothing else. Load the plugin preset, and you are there like, what's going on? Preset, my guy, nothing else. And it depends on your level. Like I said, sometimes it might be workflow. Sometimes it might be like, oh, you're a noob, you don't even know what you're doing. It depends.
I think one mistake that people make when it comes to preset, especially when it comes to vocal presets, is this situation whereby they just drag in a preset, forgetting the fact that particular vocal or video you watch, they use a different mic, they're in a different environment, and you just drag and drop it just like that. So I feel people also, when you drag and drop any preset, make sure you are touching it at least to fit whatever vocal or whatever you are using it for. So still about that, do you think it's possible, because some of these presets, some of these plugins, they are really expensive, like you mentioned Omnisphere, for example, how much that Omnisphere is going for.
Yeah,
so do you
still
exactly. So do you think it's possible to become a successful producer without expensive plugins?
100% for sure. There are people I've met that don't even have anything installed their computer except their DAW. Like in 2016, I don't know if you know Emma Oniga. You might know him, I don't know him.
Who's that?
He has worked with Emma Oniga, like the guy that always rap very fast. He's worked with Osedikos. I met him in 2016 when I was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Then when they were on my laptop, we were trying to make a beat because his friend introduced me to him. Yeah. This guy just opened FL Studio, everything stock, nothing. And if you hear this guy's beats, I'm
really
like,
nice.
Bro, I came with all the plugins in the world, and you only using stock plugins. You sound better than me, So I've met producers that don't even use plugins. All they use is stock sounds. Yes, you definitely can get away with it. But me personally, I tend not to stick with stock plugins, because when I started watching tutorials on YouTube, like I told you, the very, very first video I watched, this guy's name is I can't remember his name.
Is it this guy? I don't know if he's one guy that used to make trap music. Maybe he's the guy.
No, he was an African guy.
Okay. No, I don't know.
I'll remember his name. I'll tell you later. But I watched his. I don't even think he makes video anymore. But I went to his tutorial, the very first Afrobeat tutorial. I think it was an Afrobeat tutorial. It was like, if you want to make Afrobeats, don't use any stock plugins. They are all trash. Delete all those plugins. That was the very first thing I heard.
I'm a piano guy. Go fight
Go and get Nexus. Yes. Go and get Nexus. Go and get Purity. That was like my very first like eye-opening. Like, oh, so stock plugins are trash. But now it's like all those things have changed. It's more of like your sound that you're looking for and what you're trying to make.
Exactly.
But that has always been my mindset. And then the good side of not using stock plugins is that when you switch those, if you're a producer like to go to different doors, you're moving with your settings and your plugins. You're not tied to FL Studio,
one thing,
Soft Clipper. You're not tied to one plugin in one door. If you go to Machine, your plugins are here. If you go to Logic, your plugins are here. If you go to Cubase, that's one of the things that actually made me not stick with stock plugins, because I don't want to go an attachment to one thing and then I can't use it somewhere else. Or now I'm not tied to one door. Because back in the day too, I was always experimenting. I want to try Studio One. I want to try Machine. I want to try Logic. I want to try every single thing. Back in the day, I was always hopping from one door to one door. Because I used to work in different studios. You go to the studio, they don't have anything else. So you have to like use what they're using. So that was the thing for me. That was why I never actually like stayed with stock plugins. Till today, I'm always use my custom plugins. You never see me recommend a stock plugin for you.
Okay, but the thing about it is, even Amapiano, that's why I said Amapiano boys go there. So Amapiano, they use mostly stock plugins, like FL Studio stock plugins for almost all their sound. So, I mean, why I added that is because you said actually you can actually be successful without expensive plugins. So that's even an example. Amapiano, for instance, even way they use Ableton. Now you even help us with your new plugin.
That's one of the reasons why I made that
exactly.
plugin.
I was even coming to that question.
once you, like I told you, once you stay to one door and you've learned stock plugins, it's hard for you to go to another door. You'll be missing those your plugins. People will now start asking, how can I use a FL Studio plugin in here? That's one of the things. That's why I don't like stock plugins, because it will tie you down
to one place.
Not in a bad way, but like it will just make you love one door more than any other door, and then you see the whole door war: Ableton versus FL Studio, Logic versus Cubase, Logic versus Ableton. Everybody will start fighting themselves, and it's like it's not that deep, bro.
So even I wanted to ask a question, but thank God you've just said that. So because your new plugin. Can you give us a little story about it and what made you do it and what's your plan for, plugin in general?
I started working on that plugin in 2025, ending of 2025.
Yeah.
So which is kind of personal, but I'll tell you guys are watching. So ending of 2025, me and my ex-girlfriend broke up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I need to distract myself with something. I need to, channel my energy into something else.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I even make? And I was just looking up different things I could do. And then I stumbled upon this DX10. I was like, this DX10, you can actually use it in different plugins. So I found like the base source code of the DX10, the original source code that's, I think it's called MDA, the MDA DX10.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I got the source code, I built it worked. I'm like, okay. But then the UI, if you see my very first video I put out for the DX10,
I saw it. It was
no UI there. I was like, the UI is like, and I'm like, okay, I can actually build upon of this and like learn more stuff about the plugin UI and add more features to it. And then when I made the first part, people now started asking me, oh, add this. But even you told me to add preset saving.
Exactly.
A lot of people are like, oh, add this, add that. I'm like, okay. Let me put all these things you guys have asked me to do and actually see how to build it and add it to the plugin. And that was how I came up with that plugin. It was something that started personal with me and then trying to distract myself from heartbreak, which is crazy. And then I stumbled upon the DX10 and then I built upon a source code and added my own features. In fact, if you see from when I started to now,
I mean, it's a
miles
massive,
ahead.
Exactly. No, the description, you guys, to make sure you go get it. I think the first time it was free, but now there's a fee to it.
I mean, I still have the free version there if you don't want to pay for the paid one. Because a lot of people were asking me on TikTok. I even made a video on TikTok, which I need to make another version. People are asking, is the plugin out? The plugin is out.
It's out.
Some people are even telling me, oh, it's expensive. I know, I'm sorry, but there's a free one. If you can't buy the plugin, there's a free one, That's it.
So yeah, thanks for giving us the free one. So I'm going to be putting two of the links in the description for anyone watching. So you want to make sure you go get it. It's a very nice one. I've used it. I've made a video about it and amazing. It's a really amazing tool.
And the reason, the reason why it's not free is because I've paid a lot of money for developing the plugin, even to get like the developer license. it's not free. I'm paying about 100 and something bucks to Apple every year.
Exactly.
To just get the plugin to build on MacBooks. So it's not free. I've not even really, had much time to update it, but then it costs a lot of money, it costs a lot of time to actually develop plugins like that. So that's why it's not free. I can give more discount codes. Maybe at the end of this video, I'll give you another discount code that you can use.
Okay.
But, it costs money to make plugins. Even though it's free, it still costs money.
To get the best, you need to spend. And this is just a little way you can even support. Like, right. Thanks for giving us something like this. So, the price is worth it compared to other, let's not go there.
Let's not talk about them.
Yeah. So, what separates average producers from elite producers?
Basically decision making. When I say decision making, I mean like sound selection, knowing when to pick sounds and when not to pick sounds. If you listen to any producer right now that you love their production work, you'll be like, where did this guy find this sound? You would think it's not something that you would listen to like a beginner and you're like, guy, you're making soundtracks, please.
Exactly.
So there's the decision that those guys make, P Prime, Sarge, what's this guy's name? Mozedicos, this guy that makes beats for Ashake. What's his name? Magic Sticks, yes, Magic Sticks. When you listen to when they produce, you see how they pick sounds. It's something that basic producers won't be able to do. That's one of the differences that I can tell you for a fact. Aside like networking and like the business side,
definitely,
them being creative is one of the things that you can actually tell a difference from a beginner and an elite producer.
That's really valid. That's why we always tell people, just like you were talking about your plugin, invest. Quality, be free. Invest, so don't feel like plugin is expensive. This one is something, sample packs. These guys, they use really nice sample pack. Support, you can go, my guy, he has Manifest Audio. Jeb has some as well. So what do you have to say about that?
I get the part that as a producer you will start off with a lot of free things. Even me too, when I started making music,
everybody actually.
Free things. I will save my money to even your keyboard. The keyboard is not free. A lot of things that you use to make beats, it's really not easy. If I tell you how much my whole setup cost, you're like, this guy. But then again, it's something that over the years you will spend money and invest in something that you like doing, so it takes a lot of money. It's not cheap. It's not a cheap hobby. If you're doing it for hobby's sake, it's not a cheap hobby to have, except maybe you want to like be the barest, have the barest of things, just your laptop and the mouse.
Exactly.
You can work with that too. But at the same time, all these things cost money. It costs money to develop plugins. It costs money to even buy data. It costs money. I know people say, I'm paying for data. Yes, but it costs money too.
Exactly.
Imagine if you as a producer, you're spending hours to learn how to make beats.
Yeah.
And then an artist now comes to you and say, give me free beats. You spent how many years learning how to make beats, and then somebody's telling you to give them free beats. How would you feel?
Exactly.
It's the same way,
And I also,
I'm not saying I'm a saint or anything. Yes, I've done my own thing too.
Definitely.
But at the same time too, it's like to get to a point where once you start making money, like a lot of people, when you start making beats, they will not pay for FL Studio. A lot of producers will not. But once you start making money, once you're good enough, at least buy FL Studio. Pay for it.
Start from there.
Pay for it. Start from there.
Yeah. Sometimes don't get used to those free things, because at the end of the day, when you pay for a particular product, it's going to generate more money for you. So you have to be open about that. Even when they talk pay. We also have free stuff that we give as well. His plugin was free. It's free. Exactly. Yep. So, what do you think are some of the good habits that help music producer improve faster? So, what do you have to say about that?
The number one thing, if you want to go from 0 to 100, is remake songs. Pick 10 songs that you like, your favorite songs. Try to remake those songs. Listen to them. You remaking those songs will make you learn a lot of things. You will learn arrangements. You will learn sound selection. You learn composition. You learn a lot of things. You learn how to finish a track from beginning to the end just by remaking songs. That's one of the things that I wish I did more when I started making beats as a beginner. When I started making beats as a beginner, I would just do whatever, make trash beats. But when I started remaking beats, that was when I started improving. There's this thing that artists will do. They'll come to you and be like, can you maybe make these beats? Most of the time I will say no. But back then, bring the beats. Any beat I go make them for you. I don't care. Because I wasn't doing it because I wanted to like steal sounds. I was doing it so that I can learn as a producer.
Exactly.
And then seeing me make that beat, and then you can vibe to it and record, it will not make you like kind of think like, oh, this is how to actually make a beat that somebody will jump on. Because when you start off as a beginner, if you're not doing any of that, you will notice that you play your beats, they will not use it. That thing alone, it can destroy your morale as a producer. You go to play beats, they will tell you no.
I don't like
or they'll come with their own YouTube beats and they will tell you, now this beat I won't use. And you go, I have beats now, guy. Like, no. This one, your beat is not. So when you start making beats and trying to like, learn from that, you would improve. That's one of the best and fastest ways to like improve from 0 to 100. Forget music theory, all those things. You will learn it from remaking songs.
Exactly.
That's like the honest truth.
Exactly. And so when you just to play devil's advocate, because he says something like when you were starting or beginners. So you see that remaking beats, is it only for the beginners, or regardless of what level you are as a music producer, you should still try to remake beats?
Yeah, regardless of what level you are, at least to keep your sounds fresh. Like if you want to make amapiano now, if you've not made any genre, I saw what's his name, Ramen, make one video a few days ago, making amapiano for the first time. Yeah. People are still going to sit down and learn new songs. New songs are coming out every time.
Definitely.
So why would you learn it if you don't try to remake it? I'm not saying go ahead and steal their sound and put it out as your own. I'm saying use it to learn. Those are tips I've even learned from producers like Rontins. Rontins doesn't make beats anymore, but back in the day, he will wake up early in the morning, he will try and remake like 4 songs before he actually starts doing anything. These are tips I learned from producers back in the day. I grew up when I started making beats, I was in Bagada. I don't know if you know Bagada in Nigeria.
Yeah, definitely.
Uru, Bagada, a lot of producers were there. Olamide's YBNO team, they were in Bariga there. So there's Bariga, Uru, and Bagada. A lot of producers I met in... Even Young John too was staying in, is it Bagada or Bariga? I've seen a head of Young John come around. Yeah. Rexy was in Bariga. I met, what's this guy's name? Spirit Mix. Then it was known as K9. A lot of producers were there. So going and learning from them, you learn tips that you wouldn't hear from anywhere else. But one thing that I've learned is remaking beats. It will really help you. Whether it's remaking beats or remaking song or whatever, just remake. As long as you can remake it and you can, you will see how they came up with something. It will help you in the long run.
And Jeb just give us some kind sauce.
It's true, man.
Jeb with
it's hard
sauce,
though. It's hard to remake.
Definitely.
It
It can be frustrating in the process, but it's going to help you know the sounds that they are preset that they are using, and as you are doing that, you can be favoriting them for when you want to do your own project. Yeah, so you can even do the drums and save the drum loop for when you want it. So very valid one. What's something you feel producers don't understand about this job, being a music producer? What's one thing do you think that they don't understand about it?
I feel like there are 2 types of producers. People that are hobbyists and people that are professionals. It depends on where you want to fall in as a producer.
Definitely.
A lot of people want to make money from producing. I'm not going to lie to you. Even the people that are hobbyists, everybody wants to make money from producing.
Definitely.
Yes, but business is one of the things that people don't really understand about the music side.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not fun. It's not like learning how to play chords, and it's different with a different world entirely.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I feel like producers don't understand. You can't want to, be like, say, this is my hobby.
Yeah.
But you actually really want to make money from it. You have to learn the business side if that's how you want to approach it. Which kind of like sucks, because once you now start bringing business inside something that's fun, it makes it look like work for you. So that's one of the things I feel like producers don't, look at when they are trying to, take music production seriously. But either way, I'll tell you, have a side job that you're doing. I have 9 to 5. I'm not like you. I have my 9 to 5 that is pay my bills. Have your 9 to 5, even if you want to, because music money is not constant. Even if, except maybe you're making for the elites like Wizkid, you're making for American people, you're getting your royalties.
Yeah.
Except that, then you can probably live. But even when you make music money, you still need to invest in something that's going to give you constant money. So that's how I see it.
That's really nice. That's get a job. This is like the second guest that is telling you guys this thing. Get a job is very, very important, because music money. So just a quick rapid fire session. So I'm going to be asking you, this or this, and you just quickly tell us which one you'd want. So analog gear or plugins?
Plugins.
Okay, why?
Why?
Yeah.
Space and the expense.
Exactly.
Like even I don't know if you can see, you probably cannot see this, but I have my rack here.
Yeah.
All this stuff. If I was going to get a bunch of stuff, I don't have space to put all those stuff. But plugins, I can have 2 million plugins and you don't even know that there's anything here. And the cost is very expensive. One hardware gear is a choke, man. A choke.
FL Studio or Ableton?
That was a hard one, but FL Studio, man.
Why? You guys.
I'm an FL guy. I started on FL, so it's FL for life. But even if I switch,
Ableton gang here though.
I come back to FL. Ableton is cool. I love Ableton for different things, but FL gang.
Okay, so stock plugins or third-party plugins?
Third-party plugins for sure. I told you already.
Yeah, exactly. Sound selection or mixing more important?
Sound selection, 100%.
Okay, one plugin you can't live without?
A good EQ, Fab Filter Pro Q. Yeah.
That's a nice one. So, now speaking about the plugins, the producers, let's move a little bit to AI right now. So, do you think AI will change music production?
It's already changing. It has already changed music production a lot. It has. No, it's not even will it. It has to an extent. AI is there already. It's already here to stay, and the only thing that can happen now is regulation of AI. That's the only thing that can make we as creatives even last in this industry. It's to get to a point where nobody even wants to hear anything AI. If they hear is AI, they don't even care about it.
Exactly.
It's to get to, because when you go for live shows, you want to see Cardi B perform. Exactly. You want to see Drake perform. You don't want to see one computer singing for you or one AI stuff.
Definitely.
You want to see you're going to pay for shows. So it's to get to a point where nobody wants anything to do with AI. But then again, AI is really helpful. It helps you speed up your workflow. It can help you learn very fast. I use AI to learn a lot. Like, AI is very, very good. You can use AI to analyze stuff. You can use AI to do a lot of things that it will take a human being time to do, or you will need like somebody that is specialized to do it for you. AI can do it. But then, I know there's still that guilt that people still feel as producers. Like, I don't know, back in the day, it used to be like, oh, I'm using presets. I'm not really a good producer. Or I'm using, MIDI packs. I'm not really good at this. It used to be that. Now it's AI. Now AI is going to be the one that is making you feel that, you know what I mean?
So what do you feel? When it comes to AI, most of the times, many people are being so maybe negative about it. But right now, I feel like, can you just let us know let's hear the positives as a music producer in our own job. Do you think there's a positive side to this AI, and how can we use it instead of us, sometimes let's not be saying negative things and the thing will just leave us behind.
Yeah. So for sure, 100%. There's a lot of good sides to AI. If you don't want to talk about the bad sides, there's good sides to AI. And so say you're trying to work on something, you don't need to call everybody now to help you make it. You can do it with AI and you do it fast. That's the thing.
Definitely.
AI is fast and reliable. You might pay certain amounts to your subscription for your AI service.
Yeah.
But the amount of work you will get done, you get more work done than when you now actually have people in the room doing it for you.
Exactly.
For instance, you need a choir sound. Sometimes you need to find how many choir, how much those people even cost, how much is the session going to cost you. And it might not even be that deep. It might just be 10 seconds of choir that you need. Yeah. Are you going to now call those people to come and record choir for you when AI can do that? Or say you want to do like mixing and mastering. Yes, it might not be as good as it is now, but just give it a few more months or a few more years from now. A lot of things will just be done by AI. Do
you think AI will take our jobs?
I mean, to an extent, yes. But then again, like I said, I feel like to get to a point where nobody wants anything to do with AI, not because AI is not great, but they just want that human feel. They just want, I want to see it raw. Like you see how back in the day we used to use Walkman and walk around with CDs in our hand.
Exactly.
Now it's your phone and headsets. But I don't know if you've seen that trend online that people are now going back to those analog trends. I think they call it the analog bag. They'll go buy a bag, put a lot of analog things inside.
Are you serious?
Analog headphones. Yeah, it's a trend that's going on. Just check analog trend online.
Sometimes people just want to get that taste of.
Yes, you want to get that nostalgia feeling.
Yeah.
So, but then again, so it's human thing. Music is something that is a lot more of human emotions tied to it. So people will still people will crave for that human connection.
Exactly.
Yes, AI still makes good. Like there's this AI stuff I saw. Like they will make a song reimagined. Maybe like all those olden days songs to sound like a different genre. Like this song that was trending, what's this song? That's this song that was trending. Yes, how do you know? I think you talked about it in your last video or something. Yeah. But there was people will recreate stuff that you won't think about to make in real life. That's the good side of AI. You can use your imagination. That's the good thing about AI. Imagination can carry you far and wide. Where before you pay money to even get in the room with somebody that is that good. Now pay $200, pay $10 a month. You have your thing working for you. So
the thing is, you see how you just made AI look so nice.
Yeah,
but the thing is, some people don't want to hear that. Even I was in a session, was it like yesterday or 2 days ago, and the artist I worked with, when we finished working, and I was trying to talk about this guy no grimy talk. Like he didn't want to hear anything AI, like because artists fear, producers fear that artists will start using AI to make beats. Artists fear that producers will start using AI to become their artists.
Yes,
so,
yes. 100%.
So
there's the negative side that you can't look away from.
Exactly.
And then how people say like, oh, they're like stealing people's work. I don't know if you heard about the Timbaland stuff and that producer Fresh. You're feeding somebody else's work. Imagine you have spent 10 years to learn how to make beats, and somebody else takes your 10 years of sweat and gives AI, and AI can give 50 of that thing in 1 minute. You're already irrelevant to them, but then people still want that authentic you if that's your sound. But then again, nobody has that time.
Yeah, even the danger to using AI, I can't really remember the particular artist, but I think there was a video I watched on YouTube where somebody prompted this whole AI stuff. Then the voice that the AI, used to make the song belongs to an artist. So the artist figured that out and they had to take down the song. So like I always tell people, even this AI thing, and in their terms, they will tell you whatever case you are going to be having based on what they've generated for you, they have nothing to do with it.
No hands to it.
So if you're using AI, if I hear my voice for your track.
See, the AI thing is, I've even made videos in the past about AI. I've messed with a lot of AI. Even the time where AI was still like fresh, where there was like Drake AI. I don't know if I still have the video up on my channel, but then there's this part that you will just sync your own voice and then you run the code to use Drake's voice to like give you that same voice back out. So there are things like that. There are tools like that. There's the bad side of it, taking somebody's likeness to make something else. But then it's also good because, you can get work done faster.
It's crazy. Even the funny thing, the first time I even saw AI making music coincidentally, like it was your video. I remember one video you made and you were like,
that's crazy.
You were like typing and you used to know.
Yes. I used to know that. I think that was last 2 years.
I watched the video and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Because me too. At first, I was so skeptical about the AI, and I'm like, because then again, is music production is fun to us. We are actually having fun making beats.
Definitely.
Except maybe you don't enjoy making beats. So if you don't really like making beats, because I've seen people also like prompt AI and then the thing makes something trash, and I'm like, how are you enjoying this thing? Can't you hear that it is whack? But some people don't even care. They just, there's this guy that you might know this guy. His name is Sam Wright. He always speaks pidgin English to make his videos. You might have seen him before.
That is that does Photoshop.
Yes.
He made one open your laptop.
Yes, open your laptop. That guy. I watch that guy's videos a lot. But then he made one video like that with AI, make a song. And I'm like, it's cool, but can't you tell that is, I think, it's not that great?
I think that's the difference. Even regardless of the AI, good ear. Yes. Good ear still
we as
matters.
producers too, we are cursed with that thing.
Exactly.
You can't even enjoy a song as a producer normally. You cannot.
Exactly.
You cannot enjoy a song. Once you start making beats, your enjoyment for song is over.
Exactly. So I even feel as much as the AI stuff is there, as long as you don't know good music, you don't know what good music should sound like, you're still not going to make anything. It's just like I even told Manifest in our conversation that when this thing came up, FL Studio, the OGs, them, they were like, they don't want that. They want to stick to the hardware. And now they're already using the FL Studio. This same FL Studio, if you give it to some people, they can't create anything that's really nice. So at the end of the day, you have people generating AI, they don't even know if it's sounding nice or not. So still about the old producer saga, what makes a producer stand out today? Because we have AI, we have expensive plugins, we have everybody sounding alike. Man, in your own opinion, what do you think makes producers stand out today?
You just being original. Your originality is gonna make you stand out. After a while of you doing music, you tend to focus on one particular sound. Like if you notice, you as a producer, when you're making beats, you see that there's one particular plugin I always use. There's one particular drum pattern. So if that's what people like you for, you being original like that, it will make people actually come and look for you. If you're looking for Zeddy, because you know the kind of beats he's going to give you. If you're looking for Magic Sticks, you know the kind of beat, the kind of piano he's going to give you. That somebody else cannot give you. You just being original is going to, drag people to you as a producer. That's one thing I see. Aside from anything else, you just being original, your own personality. There's some people that want to work with you because they just like how you talk or how you speak, how you relate to them, how you guys. There are people that I will work with and they're like, Jeb, I must get Jeb to do my stuff for me. I say. That's just how it is. That's why it's also good to build your relation with people, work with artists. Don't just, because you're a producer now, you now want to start snubbing everybody. No. When you start building your relation with people will now start looking for you and recommending you. There are a lot of people that recommended me from just working with them. I have a lot of stuff. I've been producing for up to 10 years now. I've had a lot of stories I can tell you from now to tomorrow. I say. We will not live here if I tell you. Even times that I work with an artist, they won't pay me. I'll delete their song because of anger. Yeah. And then they will not call me back. There's this guy that's looking for you. He likes. This one is a true life story. I was in Cotonou then, 2017. I did a song for this artist. Yeah. He didn't pay the full money. And then I didn't have space on my computer, to be fair. And I was like, bro, I always keep people's project, but you, as you don't want to pay full money, delete it. 2 weeks later, he called me like, hey, I'm in Lagos. There's this guy this OG in the music scene. Yeah. You might know him, you might not know him, but his name is Don Paparella. You probably might not know him. Nah. But there's one song that he sang then. So he said, I'm in Don Paparella's studio right now. He's looking for you. He's looking for you, Jeb. Can you come to Lagos right now? Yeah. And I'm like, bro, I'll come to Lagos the next 2 weeks. Can you wait? Then I met him, like this OG guy. I met him. He was asking me how I mixed this guy's song that didn't pay. I didn't pay me. Money, so you being original, you doing your best when you're working with artists, even if you don't like the song, do your best. Like at least show that at least you did your own thing, because you don't know what you're going to get from that work. So you just being original is going to make you stand out. That's what I think. Valid, because at the end of the day, you don't even know where that song is going to go. Yeah. I even remember one particular song I did one certain time for one guy that I have forgotten about. Is this same scenario, and one of his guy just came back to Nigeria then and just requested that, you need the guy that made this particular beat. So imagine if when I was making that beat, I don't put my mind or anything. So will I be able to get such opportunity? So this is just to tell you out there that when you're making music for anyone, just do it because you like doing it. Give the best quality that you can give. Because at the end of the day, if you feel like this artist whack or this song no sweet, you don't know the ear that is going to hear that song. So please, 100%. You guys should, take that really, really into consideration. So I know we are not magicians, but in 10 years, how do you think music production will change with all this AI stuff? What do you think is going to happen in 10 years? Like if you were to speculate, because like I said, we are no magicians. Speculate, I feel like AI will develop crazily, like the way LLMs are going right now. Like it will develop very, very well. There will be a lot of niches. It's AI. Yeah. There won't be AI inside the AI. Now there's now AI agents. You don't even need human anymore to do stuff. You can tell the agents, make this for me. Like Suno now, like who would have thought 10 years ago you have something like Suno? Suno, like exactly. I feel like it is going to be like more advanced and like even cheaper to make stuff, because now it's like water, anybody can get it. Back in the day, how much was Nokia touch lights when it first came out? Well, thousands of dollars. But now that phone, you can buy that thing like how much? Less than $50. But back in the day when it first came out, that's how I feel like it will be more advanced, but then cheaper for everybody to access. Except maybe, you know, it's cost a lot of money to build. Like now you can say RAM prices are very expensive. RAM that was $150 now is like times 3 of that price. Last year,
what
I bought
that?
RAM.
Yeah, like what's made it more expensive now?
Because of this AI stuff now. A lot of companies are buying all the... Because, you know, for AI, to get AI up and running, you need a lot of stuff. You need GPU, you need RAM.
Yeah.
You need a lot of GPU and RAM.
Yeah.
Even at my work, there's this AI that they built that they use like 96 gigs of RAM for GPU, not RAM, GPU. You know how much one GPU is?
What?
For like 12 gigs of GPU. You know how much that is? Then you have 96 stacks together on one computer. You know,
Are you serious?
It costs a lot of money to build all these parts, all this RAM. Everything that's going to have RAM inside, everything's going to have processors inside. So companies are buying all those things and making everything out of stock. So now the ones that are remaining, they're hiking up the prices. That's why RAM is expensive now. You know, so
that's crazy.
AI is making RAM expensive, which is kind of crazy. Right?
It also affected video games because I saw somewhere where they say PS6 due to shortage of RAM and all that is going to be, well,
expensive.
It is well. My final
tech could be expensive, but then the service might be cheaper. That's my guess, but you never know. I can't tell you, but I just know like things will advance. You might not even need to be producing as much as you do right now. You know? But like I said, if you love music, man, producing music, you would always, you always have your space. If you love producing it, you always have your space.
Yeah, there was a video I watched, William. I don't know William, if you know them for Black Eyed Peas, where
I know William.
He said something like AI might get to a situation whereby every individual will have to own AI. Like as you are, what you want to do, you use your own AI. So let's see how that goes, though.
Everybody has somewhat their own kind of AI. Don't you have ChatGPT?
Exactly.
Don't you have an account on ChatGPT? So it starts like that now.
Exactly.
If you know how much ChatGPT can do, bro.
Crazy. I think you have to come back, man. I think we'll have to do a separate conversation.
Bro, I did for you.
Based on this AI stuff. Because I didn't know we're going to I'm learning a lot right now. So I think Jeb will have to come back, man. We have to do this again.
For sure, bro.
So, just my final question because of time. What's the next big innovation producers should expect from you, plugin wise?
From me.
Yes, plugin wise.
I'm working with one of my friends, Ryan. I've posted a video about him on my YouTube before. Okay. But I'm working with Ryan. We're building a bunch of plugins that we want to release.
Okay.
You know, it's going to be effects plugins too, but like also analog plugins. I'm trying to make more Rumpler-based plugins. Okay. I'm thinking of buying an analog gear, but it's expensive, bro. I'm not trying to pull that trigger. But he has one that I asked him to borrow. I have a lot of friends that have like a bunch of analog hardware that I can actually borrow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make one more generator plugin before this year ends.
Yeah.
And then maybe an effects plugin that with Ryan I'm working on.
Yeah.
You know, this year, hopefully, I will release it. Because I'm in school now. Like, when I get off now, I'm going to go and do my homework.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
thanks for giving us this free time.
I'm doing a lot of stuff. I don't even make... If you notice, I don't really upload videos as much on YouTube. Yeah. But it's not because I don't want to. It's just more so like the kind of content. And then, you know, videos like this is very awesome to do. I've done something like this too in the past with Benny Macaulay.
Okay. I know Benny Macaulay. I've sent him a message.
Yeah. We did something like this too, like a few years ago. We talked about like his music production and how he came up, you know. But then back to what I'm saying, definitely I'm going to make one more plugin this year. I'm just trying to put it together and make more time for it. You know, and I still want to drop another drum kit soon. You know, I want to get it more of like samples inside and not just drum kits, because I feel like everybody has the same drums at this point.
They're just recycling.
Yeah, just recycling. You know, you need loops are good. That's one of the cool things about drum packs now is getting the loops. That's why I also haven't released any drum kits. When people are saying, "Oh, drop drum kits," I can't know. But do you want me to give you the same sound already?
Exactly.
You know, so there are a lot of packs I can recommend that you just pay for once, and you don't even need to buy. You don't need to buy any drum pack again forever. But you know how it is now.
Everybody got do one or two.
Yes. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend drum packs, but I would recommend you buy sample packs that have loops. That's actually what is, you know. Because when you're listening to the sample packs, you see like, oh, they have the sounds you already have already. But then the rhythm is not what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about the loops to put in there. Or sometimes you make a beat and something is missing, drag loop inside. That's what I'm trying to now
start doing. And even in the loops, you can even chop the one sample and use it to
use that one
to make beats. Yo, one more guy, Jeb, don't give us so many sauce, man. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and definitely he's going to be coming back, because I want us to have a special episode for some things that he said that are not really, really music producer relative, but I think you can learn from them as an individual. So thank you very much, Jeb, for accepting this invite. We really, really appreciate it. Any last words in 1 minute that you want to say to the audience?
Last words is, if you're a music producer, just keep making beats, keep grinding, get a side job, and keep grinding too. That side job is important, because I won't lie to you, there are sometimes that music money will come. Sometimes you will not see anything. Like, it's not easy. So if you're working, you won't have that much pressure. Definitely. If you're living off your music, it's very good though. I have a lot of friends that we started making beats together, and to this day, that's all they do. They don't do anything else, which I'm happy for them. But me, it's not because I don't want to take music, but there are a lot of things that the business side of music too that I'm not, a fan of. I'd rather work my 9 to 5, get my money, and also put my extra energy with music. If I was making music full time, I would have loved to do that. But at the same time too, it's not always, everybody's not going to, be number one there. That's just the reality of life. You're not always going to be number one, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try and work towards something. If you're a beginner, if you're just starting off making music, don't give up. I can mention a lot of producers that I started making beats with back then. Now in Nigeria, if I tell you their names, they are popular right now. They know me, I know them, but we are just friends. But then, you can't be looking at someone else's pockets.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You have to focus on your own thing and work on your own self. So if you're a beginner producer, even if you're not a beginner, if you're making music for a while, still keep on doing it, man. Keep on doing it. It doesn't always have to be all music, money. It doesn't always have to be, I need to make money from this music production. No, you can do it for fun too. You can do it as a form of hobby. You can do it in a form of relief. Sometimes you'll be so stressed. The only thing you want to do is press that keyboard. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you can use it as your own form of relief. You don't always have to be the person that wants to make money from music. Everybody's monetizing everything these days, which is not bad. But at the same time too, it's find what you're passionate about. Also find what is going to feed you. If you turn what you're passionate about to your business, at some point you no
longer enjoy making music anymore, because in our money, you just they think of.
You won't enjoy it as much anymore. It's going to be business for you. But some people would make it work, which is good for them. But I'm not one of those people.
Thanks so much, Jeb. We can keep going. So I'm going to be putting every links in the description, from his handles to his plugins. So you guys should make sure you go check it out. And I'm pretty sure you've learned a lot, because me, I've learned a lot from this man. I've learned a lot. And we appreciate it. Until I catch you guys in the next episode, remember to always stay productive. Peace.